I woke up to 29 missed calls, and before I even listened to a single voicemail, my chest tightened with a feeling I had not experienced in years. Some memories never really disappear, they stay quiet, buried deep, until one ordinary moment drags them back into the light. As I stared at that unfamiliar Illinois number, I already knew this was not just a call, it was the past finding me again. My name is Emily Carter. I am 32 years old, and I built my life in Denver, far away from where I grew up. Most days, my past feels like something that happened to someone else. But that morning, standing in my kitchen with cold coffee in my hand, I was not in Denver anymore. I was 12 years old again, standing alone in a massive train station, realizing the people who were supposed to protect me had turned my fear into entertainment. I grew up in a small town called Willow Creek, where my family looked perfect from the outside. My parents owned a chain of home stores, and to our neighbors, we were the example of stability and success. But inside our house, everything worked differently. Love was conditional, and safety depended on my parents' moods. My mother called her punishments lessons, and my father treated them like jokes he could win baits on. When I was younger, small mistakes turned into public humiliations. If I asked for something, I was selfish. If I cried, I was weak. One time, I asked for new sneakers because mine were falling apart, and my mother left me alone at the mall for hours to teach me that no one owed me anything. My father laughed when they came back, proud that I had stayed exactly where they left me, like I was part of some game they had designed. By the time I turned 12, I had learned to stay quiet and invisible. The only place I felt like myself was in my drawings. I would sketch escape without understanding that was what I was doing. Then one day, I got a B+ in art, the one subject that made me feel alive. Instead of being proud, my parents saw it as failure. That night, I heard them talking in the kitchen, their voices low and amused, and I knew something was coming. The next morning, they were unusually cheerful. They told me we were going to Chicago for the day, just the three of us. For a brief moment, I let myself believe things might be different. But during the drive, their questions felt wrong. They asked if I thought I was ready for the real world, if I believed life cared about fear. By the time we reached the city, I could feel that familiar dread settling in my chest. At the station, they told me to wait by a large pillar while they parked the car and grabbed food. 15 minutes, my mother said. I nodded and stayed where they told me, even though every instinct in me wanted to follow. Minutes turned into an hour, then more. The crowd moved around me, strangers rushing past, and the noise of the station grew overwhelming. I had $9 in my pocket and no idea what to do. Then I saw them. Their car passed slowly outside the station, and relief flooded through me so quickly it almost hurt. I ran toward the window, waving, thinking they had come back. My father smiled, but it was not relief, it was satisfaction. My mother leaned out the window and shouted that she bet I could not find my way home. Then they laughed and drove away. That moment changed everything. It was not confusion or forgetfulness. It was a choice. They wanted me to be afraid. They wanted to see if I could survive it. I wandered the station for hours after that, trying not to cry, trying to think, but panic kept taking over. Eventually, a woman who worked there noticed me. She asked simple questions, and when she asked if I had eaten, I broke down completely. She helped me, really helped me. Security got involved, and eventually the police confirmed what had happened. When they called my parents, I heard the officer say clearly that what they did was not a lesson, it was abandonment. Those words felt heavy, but also true in a way I had never allowed myself to admit. That day, I was taken into emergency care instead of going home. I ended up with a foster family, Mark and Linda Carter, and everything about them felt unfamiliar in the best way. They were calm, steady, and kind without making a show of it. They did not laugh at my fear, they did not test me. They simply gave me space to exist. Over time, they became my real family, and I took their name when the adoption was finalized. Healing was not instant. For years, I struggled with trust and fear, especially in situations where I had to wait for someone. But with therapy and patience, I started to rebuild myself. Art became my voice, and eventually my career. I went to school, built a life, and moved to Denver where I could finally breathe without looking over my shoulder. I met my husband, Daniel, and for the first time, I experienced what steady love actually felt like. We built a quiet, peaceful life together, I cut all contact with my biological parents and made sure they could not find me. For years, it worked until those 29 missed calls. The voicemail was from my younger sister Lily. Her voice sounded older, tired. She told me our mother was seriously ill and our father had suffered a stroke. The family business was gone, their reputation destroyed after the truth about what happened to me resurfaced publicly. They were alone now, and they wanted me to come back. I sat with that information for hours. Daniel told me I owed them nothing. My adoptive parents told me to choose whatever gave me peace. By morning, I made my decision. I was not going back to help them. I was going back to finish something that had been waiting for 20 years. When I walked into that hospital room, they looked smaller than I remembered. My mother started crying immediately, calling me by my old name. I corrected her once, then I told them the truth they had avoided for decades. What they did was not a mistake. It was deliberate. They turned my fear into a game. They asked for forgiveness, but I told them I did not owe that to people who only reached out when they had nothing left. I reminded them that they once bet on whether I could find my way home. I told them I did, but I built a different home without them in it. I stayed for 20 minutes, then I left. No yelling, no drama, just clarity. As I walked out, I felt something I had not expected. Not anger, not even satisfaction, just release. The kind that comes when you finally close a door that should have been shut long ago. On the flight back to Denver, I thought about that little girl in the station. She believed being left behind meant she was not worth loving. But she was wrong. She was only unwanted by people who did not understand love in the first place. The truth is simple. Real love does not test you by hurting you. Real family does not laugh at your fear. And walking away from people who break you is not weakness. Sometimes it is the strongest and most necessary thing you will ever do.